more than 15 years ago, I was invited to give a talk at Indian Island, which is the ancestral home grounds of the Penobscot Nation. And at the end of it, a gentleman walked up to me. He was very direct, and he said, "You call yourself a conservationist? Here you sell 200,000 board feet of lumber to an international paper company, but you won't give my people 6 ash trees to make baskets." That gentleman was the Penobscot chief, Barry Dana. And he had every right to walk away from me disgusted, and he didn't. Barry invited me to his home, and I went. And I asked myself some really important questions. Could it be true that my brothers and sisters in the land trust world wouldn't grant a few ash trees to Wabanaki people? And oh, by the way, who were Wabanaki people? And of course, that was 15 years ago. I and many of my colleagues have learned a lot about how we have been directly and indirectly erasing Wabanaki presence from the islands, the land, the waters of what is now called Maine. We are two different worlds organizing to support one another, and those two worlds are the Wabanaki world of the Penobscot, Passamaquoddy, Maliseet, Mi'kmaq nations, and the non-native land-holding world of land trusts, progressive timber companies, philanthropies who are also seeking change. I'm a non-native person, and I work at First Light, and our work is to transform our some 65 plus organizations so that we can return things at a scale that matters. And we've returned 5,000 acres in fee simple, 40,000 acres are on their way, access rights to many, many, many thousands of acres more than that, returning money to create the first Wabanaki Commission on Land Relationships. We are doing land return in a place where the laws to control land and to dispossess others, they were first written here. Colonization runs so deep here that it took Wabanaki nations 100 years longer than other nations to settle their land claims. It means that we've had to learn how to heal a broken relationship, and that we've had to understand what is broken inside ourselves and inside our organizations. That last piece inside our organizations is really important because the land return is happening from white-led land trusts who have asked themselves the question, how much is enough? And what does conservation mean in the 400th year of colonization? On the non-native side, we've developed a process, and we describe it as relearning, recentering, returning. Our freely returning of things, and by that I mean the returning of things without strings attached. For example, the returning of land subject to a conservation easement is an enormous string attached. Our freely returning of things is both a physical and a spiritual gesture that I think can help to restore a right relationship for Wabanaki people. That is something I believe in. In the fullness of my life experience, in the fullness of my heart, I do not believe we can protect the land or protect nature without first healing our human relationships. And in this thing that has emerged that we're calling land return, I think the reason it's of so much interest is because of that potential to heal and repair. And that has to be grounded in two worlds organizing to come together to do that work of repair together. And nothing in my life experience has been more hopeful than that. What I want is to be able to one day say to each other, you belong here.